Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. I've done the alley wheel refurbishment before, but we haven't done anything on split rims. So this Jag, it is I've got to check, I keep getting it wrong. It's an XKR. I believe, we think, it's supercharged. It's a nice vehicle, it's really nice. The only thing letting it down were the wheels. Because they're split rims, there's a chrome lip that goes all the way around the outside. The chrome lip isn't coming off. What the customer's going to do is, the guy has not long bought this off a guy that had it for 30 years. He owns a body shop. He's going to take the wheels to him. He's going to repair the lips, make them nice, because we don't paint here. He's going to get them painted, bit of filler. It's almost probably 2 mils worth of stainless. So he's going to chamfer it. He's going to do what he needs to do. Anyway, he's going to do them anthracite. There is a number of small little bits that are anthracite on this already. Here and here and here. And also, you can see them there, the bonnet vents. They're anthracite already. So we've stripped the wheels down, we've taken the centres out, we've done what we can to the centres, we've done them in a nice realm silver. The lips are going to be in that anthracite, like I just said. So from now, the next bit you'll see, you don't need to see the alloy wheel process. That'll be in the top corner right now if you want to go back and watch that. That's a 3-part episode. It's quite long, but it's in depth of what we do. I've jumped forward now just to rebuilding the split rims. So what we do, how we torque them up, quick balance, quick put it on, and I'll just finish off with just an overlay of the car showing you actually quite how nice these wheels look. I don't think these wheels are off this model of Jag. Again, if anyone knows, hit us in the comments to let us know what these wheels are off on this Jag, but stunning example. It actually looks really, really nice. The guys have done a really good job of it, and the new owner is over the moon. So, without further ado, let's get on. Okay, just having a quick look around it, and we were like, is it supercharged or not supercharged? Look at the badge. It says Jaguar Supercharged on it. But still, yeah. Okay, so here we go then. Let's get this alley wheel, which is a rear one. You can see it's pretty wide. Let's get that on the foam pad that we've got on this ramp. Just it means that when I do have to give the wheel a centre of tap down, at least it's got something firm for it to sit on. Got a bag of bolts. So there they are. Each bag contains each set of bolts for each wheel. Get them in a nice orderly fashion, and then some Loctite smeared on them just to get good coverage. Okay, so this is a back wheel. They're all marked up with 8J for the front and 10J for the back. Just removing it there, just checking around the lip that the painter's done. Looks actually pretty good. Check there's no debris under the holes. Make sure it's all smooth. I know that the wheel set face itself is pretty good. I'm just going to line up the valve. You can see there, that's where the valve goes. So there'll be a bigger hole. Just find it. There we go. That's the bigger hole that takes the valve. So got to be very careful here at lining that up. So this is going to be a bit of a snug fit where that's now been powder coated. Hence why I'm on this soft pad, so a bit of a press down. Should be able to tap round now and just ease it in. Should just pop in once I get, I've already test fitted one of these obviously previously, and there's quite a lot of slack in it. So now they're powdered, it will go in. What I'm going to do then is just gently wind in by hand a bolt. Probably do 4, I'll say 1 in each corner, just on a cross pattern, just to make sure that it does sit in nice. Before we use our battery powered tool. You see there, that just goes in with ease. It doesn't looks like it's lined up, doesn't feel like it's not cross threading, and I can wind that in by hand there. So all I'll do is line the rest in, just give it a little tweak, see, just make sure it sits where it needs to. There's no point in using an impact gun and forcing it in. All you're going to do there is destroy the wheel. Definitely one of those jobs that takes a little bit of time just to use by hand. Okay, so cross pattern done by hand. I just fast sorted that a bit there. Now, going to get my battery powered tool. These are already Loctited in, so I'm literally just going to wind them in just so they nip. Going to work my way across, again, corner to corner to corner to corner. these are going to be torqued down. So all we're literally doing is making sure that the bolt hits the bottom of the split rim just to hold it together. You can feel any that are tight, we'll stop and use a hand tool. So far, so good. Okay, so the all-important valve bolt. These are about £250 each, so definitely not one to ruin. So just got to find the correct hole. Yep, there it is. Slot it in, and then just carefully wind it in. This winds, it's quite a big old thread, so we're just going to slowly, yeah, I'm not going to risk it with the windy. I'm going to basically revert back. Like I said, £250. I'm not worth the worry of destroying. Just going to nip it in. Inside that bolt then sits the actual valve itself, so the valve's missing at the moment. Literally just wind it down by hand, just make sure it feels okay, and we'll nip it. We will torque that as well like the others, but along the stem of that is the rubber seal that seats it to stop it from leaking. So if anywhere we're going to have a leak, to my eyes it will be this area. So it's definitely worth making sure it goes all the way down nice, and then we'll torque that in a sec. Okay, trusty old short 3/8 torque wrench. Just going to adjust it up. We are going to make it to, hopefully you can see that, 25 Newton meters, which is anywhere between 23 and 28 of the spec for these wheels. So we're going to use a nice round 25, lock the torque wrench off, and we're just basically working our way across point to point to point to point to point to point, and then we'll go round one more time just to click them in. So let's get started. You'll see there, even by using the battery powered gun, you still see it takes 1 or 2 turns. So you can see I'm very happy that we didn't over tighten them. Some are a bit loose than others. This looks like the first one we done. So I'd rather they were like that rather than them being proper tightened up. So again, cross pattern, work our way across. We need to make that, although it is already pulled down flat because we've done that motion, but we want to make sure we do it with the torque wrench. Each clicking to the 25 Newton meters without overstraining the torque. Literally click and then stop. Any further, you're doing more than 25, see? I might actually pick one here that I've already done because I'm not marking them up, but like I say, I'll go all the way around in a sec just to make sure it's clear. Start from the valve hole and literally work our way round just to make sure I haven't missed any. You see, not straining those bolts again, literally just as soon as it clicks, I'm hanging off. There's no need to strain that anymore. See, here's one I've missed, so just gonna nip one back up. So again, when I'm at the end, I'll go back round again just to confirm they're all tight. So here we have the valve core, and like I say, that just slides into, using our special tool, into the centre of that metal piece. Again, £250. So we're just going to make sure we don't cross thread that. Just wind that in there, lovely. Just nip it up, just make sure it's tight enough. And there it is, the finished product. This is the 10J, which I've also done the other 10J, so both of them match the larger barrels at the back. Just going to place that there then, get ready to put the tires on and move on to the other two. Look at that round silver. The round silver is very much like a Porsche colour, so it kind of sets that off. So, going to do one of the 8Js, move on to the front. This is time lapse, so you can see there just quickly exactly the same process, but I don't need to explain it. You guys see what I've done. I'll fast forward that and I will show you the final product. And there you have it. This is what happens when two people have the same mindset work together. The painter, he's done a fantastic job of his anthracite lips, matches the rest of the car. And we've just finished those BBS split rims off with that round silver with a high gloss finish. So let's get these tyres on. I am using masking tape. These painted lips, you know, putting a fresh tyre onto painted lips is something you do not want to mark. So round with the 2-inch masking tape, just folding it back. Again, not too sticky, but just enough to feed it on. And using that third arm on our machine, this is what we got this machine for. It is absolutely amazing on fitting tyres like this. You know, they're a small sidewall. All we're doing is using that third arm just to roll it round. Use the round ball just to take the tyre down to get the tape off. And there, that makes it look so easy. But it should look easy. We have been doing it for years. Okay. This is the special tool that we have to fit to that valve. Again, this comes as part of the package when you buy these valves. And that screws in to the centre. So there's a cap that goes on this as well, which I'll show you a bit later on. But this screws into that centre, making you able to put the air line for the blower onto it to blow the tyre up. So again, if you have a set of these wheels, you must have that fitment, which the customer actually gave me and said, please be careful of this and look after it, which is what allows you to put air in the tyre. So here we go. I'm just going to blow these tyres up, get the tyre onto the bead, and we're away. So I don't need to show you blowing up all four. You get the process. Okay, so here is that little, at least focus that in. There's that little cap. There's a flathead screw, 4 of them. Again, that just winds into the top of where we've just removed that stem. We'll wind that in now, and that will be the finishing touches to those wheels. Very fiddly, it's quite hard to get into position, but again, being so careful not to crush thread with, you know, just, I have dabbed a little bit of grease on these just so they're not going to seize on. So first one in, again, second one in. Also being careful holding a screwdriver next to our freshly fabricated centres. Okay, so on with the balancer. I'm not sure if I've explained this to you guys before, so here it is. The centre of the wheel slides nicely, being very careful you don't chip anything around the outside. Select the correct cone to sit to the bore there. All you do then is you wind on, so it's got a pinch and you can pull it. You wind it on then till it's locked tight. I like to hold the back so it guides it in. Turn the machine on, and then there's 3 settings. So the first setting, you're pulling the piece that's attached to the machine up to the back of the wheel. This gives you the depth. You're then measuring how wide the wheel is there with the caliper. So again, that's the middle column. And last but not least, you're just going to actually have to look here to see what size these wheels are. And then you're going to see what size the wheels are, and you type them into the machine as well. You can fine tune this machine. Okay, so all we like to do is we like to run one line of weights. So you can balance it where you have one line of weights, and we prefer to put them on the furthest on the inside of the barrel. So again, these barrels themselves haven't been painted, so a bit of brake cleaner there. So the brake cleaner is just there to make it ease for the stick, obviously giving it a good old clean. You line the dots up with the machine to top dead center on that. Once they're lined up, give it a wipe off and stick the whatever it says on the machine per the weights. They come in 5 and 10s. So you count your way along, and all you do then is apply the strip to the top dead centre of that wheel. Once it's stuck, again, giving it a firm old grip. Like I say, these haven't been, and I like to make sure I double check to make sure it's lined. A bit OCD, but it needs to look right. Just pulling it on there as tight as I can pull it, Again, on a brand new wheel, we have no problems at all. We don't need to use a brake cleaner or anything. They just stick fine because it's brand new. So just stick the weights on, and then we're just going to give it another spin to make sure it runs at 0. And once it's finished, again, I'm not going to show all 4 of these. It's very simple. It will tell you 0 on the machine. We bring it up and get it off. Okay, so what we have done here, we have painted the calipers with this customer. We have had their car nearly 2 weeks, so a nice little cherry red on there just sets that off. Looking through the spokes, then you should just see that cherry red through that, past that realm silver of those wheels. So wheels back on, then usual process. Make sure they sit nice, and then run them on with a gun. Again, not over tightening them, just enough to nip them. There we go, hopefully you see that, 120 Newton meters on the torque wrench. And then I always like to torque the car when it's in the air. I never like to let it do in its relaxed position. Again, just use my knee. So now we've confirmed it's definitely, hopefully you can hear me, definitely a supercharger because the badge says it's a supercharger. We're going to give it a quick open, but like any Jag, opens the wrong way. But look at that. The guy did show me engine bay to see if there's anything we could do on this, but I don't think there is, although I'd like to put a bit of MJG touch on it. This looks fantastic. V8 supercharged Jaguar. So let's get it out, let's fire it up, see what it sounds like. So she's an automatic. It's been in there a couple of weeks, so fingers crossed, we're all good. Listen to that roar. That cold start. Cone filter. Those wheels. I tell you what, I'm really impressed with this. It looks, those wheels have set that right off. Let's get it outside and let's get some pictures. So guys, I hope you've liked this video. I'm going to turn that off just in case you can't hear me. Don't forget, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Just while I've got the subscribes, don't forget, your subscription means the world to me. Make sure that I can do extra content to what we normally do day in, day out. If you want to see more stuff to the channel, we've got loads coming. You would have seen the workshop tour that we've not long just done. We've got 3 Mark I Escorts in here at the minute. One of them's being fully rebuilt. We've got the RS600 drive, Jelly Watershine. Don't forget, hit subscribe. See you on the next one. Keep it real.